Hello everyone, here we are going to learn about pedagogy curriculum in the teaching practices and teacher education in developing countries. Let us learn closely. The curriculum is the key reference point for teachers, particularly in developing countries where it is encoded in the official textbook and teacher guides, often the sole resource used by the teachers. Teachers' pedagogy approaches, strategies, and practices that serve to enact the curriculum. The curriculum links the micro with the macro and is the best seen as a series of translations, transposition, and transformation. The official curriculum is transacted and in the process gets transformed as teachers and students interpret, modify, and add to the meaning embodied in the official specification. Thus, curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment are interrelated and mutually influence one another in the day-to-day classroom interaction. In addition, the understanding and learning that students acquire are mediated by student-related factors such as student agency, motivation, home language, needs, age, gender, and social-economic status. Figure 1 indicates this relationship. A framework for understanding the official and enacted curriculum. Look at the picture closely. Control, teacher factor, assessment, learning culture, values, language in education policy, official or intended curriculum, experience enacted receiving hiding curriculum, social school factors, student learning, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor identify citizenship agency, student agency and other factors, genders, health, locality, home and first language, ethnicity, religion, etc., motivation, age, needs. There are the four models of the curriculum that are found globally and in developing countries. Content-driven curricula exemplify Bernstein's collective code in which a subject as the mathematics or science are used to describe the curriculum, with increasing specialization for other students. Process-driven curricula exemplify Bernstein's integrated code in which the content areas stand in an open relation to each other. Students have more discretion over what is learned compared to individual teachers who have to collaborate with colleagues from other disciplines. Process-driven curricula include a range of model cross-curricular, integrated, interdisciplinary, thematic. Objective-driven curricula are structured around sets of expected learning outcomes which are written by specific the kind of behavior as well as the context in which that behavior is expected to operate. Example, comprehending, applying, analyzing, starting with lower order objectives and moving to increasing levels of complexity. Competence or outcome-based curricula are structured around sets of learning outcomes that all learners are expected to be able to achieve successfully at the end of their learning experience. Curriculum, instruction, and assessment are organized in a way that makes sure that this learning ultimately happen. It is considered to produce lifelong learners who can better adapt to the world of work. Curriculum, power and social change. The curriculum reflects officially and identically selected knowledge, but it is also a vehicle for change. What the society wants to be in the future, thus curriculum change often goes hand in hand with and affects social change. However, such a process is likely to be contested and resisted, especially if the changes are perceived to undermine the values, relative power and privileges of the dominant group involved. The curriculum thus may be contested between groups who want to pursue and those who wish to change certain features of their society. This has equality implications as students who are proficient in the language in which their learning is assessed are at an advantage compared to those who are not. Since language is both a source of identity and a key means by which people can either gain access to power or to be excluded from it. Teacher education, characteristics, knowledge and learning. The status of teachers as professionals with a body of knowledge to draw on as aspects with a professional academic freedom is challenged by global curriculum and work reforms that place more demands on them but diminish their participation and autonomy, so that teacher status has declined rather than increasing over the last 23 years. Teacher characteristics are they enter the teacher education are heterogeneous and include gender background in terms of location within the country, urban or rural, educational experience and qualification, teaching experience, attitude and benefit around teaching and learning. Such characteristics differ widely between countries. For example, the educational qualification of teacher in Senegal are far more varied than those are in Uganda, having implications for the kind of training that will meet their heterogeneous needs. The theory of androgynous or adult education suggests that adults built in this characteristic and in contrast to children have their own developed self-concept, have greater learning. The conceptual framework, curriculum and pedagogy reform is a complex process which cannot be targeted singly and in the isolation from other interlinked components within the education system or the social, economic and political context in which the reforms are implemented. Several students identify the need to the link curriculum to the teacher education and pedagogy. Pedagogy encompasses teacher thinking and teacher doing, the one impacting on the other, and with the third dimension of the visible, observable and measurable impact of the teacher, pedagogy on the learner themselves, that renders those pedagogy practices effective. These three aspects of teacher thinking, doing and their impact of the student learning outcome therefore make up effective pedagogy as in the figure. The relationship of curriculum and its assessment models and the teacher education to the teachers thinking and doing within the specific context are part of this conceptual framework and can be conceptualized as enabling or disabling teachers thinking and doing. Conceptual framework, curriculum and assessment, context, teacher thinking, teacher doing, context, outcome of pedagogy, teacher education, teacher's pedagogy. Enabling and contrasting factor in effecting pedagogical change. Research questions. The discussion above on pedagogy, curriculum and the teacher education have informed design of the research questions for the review. This review has one overarching questions: which pedagogy practices in which context and under what condition most effectively support all the students to learn at primary and secondary level. Developing countries. Effectively is understood as making some observable or measurable impact on student learning, such as quality of interaction or student attainment, and within this is the need for all students to learn in non-equitable fashions. What pedagogical practices are being used to teachers in the formal and informal classroom in developing countries? This question asks more generally as the first stage of analysis what is going on classroom in developing countries. What is evidence on the effectiveness of these pedagogical practices? This question focuses on the way in which students have reported what the evidence is for the effectiveness of particular pedagogy practices and involve assessing the quality of the studies undertaken at the in-depth review stage. It evaluates given details of the teachers' pedagogical practices and the material condition in which these take place, the ways in which they address issues of equality, their impact on students' learning, and the nature of the relationship to the curriculum and teacher education. How can the teacher curriculum Curriculum and practium and the social curriculum and guidance materials best support the effective pedagogy. The final question supports the analysis of how far the pedagogical practices the teachers use align with and supported by the social curriculum and with those used in teacher curriculum.